9:02 a.m. Sitting in the gym parking lot. Got off work at 8:30, and now I'm sitting at the gym. Meet with the trainer at 10:30, so I'll go in around 10, change into my outfit, do a warm up on the treadmill and some warm ups and stuff, and then see him at 10:30. Work out with him, and then work out on my own, and then swim, and then go home. And then if it's a nice day, we'll swim, and if it's not a nice day, we'll play video games. Talk to Mario and Mario Kart. Played Mario Kart this morning. She won. Yeah, I didn't take a picture of it, but she won. She came in first overall, and I came in second overall. She got 2 stars. We were playing Grand Prix. What was I gonna? Oh, Buc-ee's. No, I talked about Buc-ee's. So what was I gonna talk about? Buc-ee's was Thursday. Buc-ee's, we were down in Greenwood, and we saw a sign that said 200 and something miles to Buc-ee's. So we drove to what turned out to be Richmond, Kentucky, and we went to Buc-ee's. And then we drove home, so that was probably around 500 miles round trip, I guess, to get back up to where we live up north of Indiana. So that was most of Thursday. And then Saturday, I kind of laid this out on Twitter. Saturday, we were like, okay, well, we could do all these chores this weekend, or we could just take off and go somewhere. And we usually default to whatever's stupidest, so we decided to take off and go somewhere. So it's like, well, where do you want to go? We were in Illinois last weekend. We've been to Ohio, been to Kings Island like 3 or 4 times this season already. Been to Kentucky a handful of times just in the last month or two. So Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. Haven't been to Michigan. She had mentioned Michigan a week or 2 ago, and it's like, I've never been a big fan of Michigan. I don't know why. I guess because it's just Midwest. It's more of the same. And the areas I've been to have been kind of run down. I've had to go to Detroit a number of times back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I did a lot of work for, what was it called? Championship Auto Shows. Yeah, I think that was the name of the company, Championship Auto Shows. They were based in Detroit, and they put on across the country. In some parts of the country, it's called World of Wheels, and in some parts of the country, it's called Autorama. But it's the same thing. It's like all these hot rods and custom cars and cars from movies, and then there's washed-up wrestlers. That's a mean thing to say, but I remember China was kind of not the nicest person in the world. Maybe just things weren't going good that day. But a lot of washed up people and just interesting people signing autographs. I remember what's his name was really cool. Rat Fink. God damn, what's his name? The Rat Fink guy. He was always really cool. He died during that time period, I think. Seems like he did. George Barris was really cool. I don't think he died during that time period. I know he's dead. Anyway, now I'm name dropping. I don't mean to do that. Anyway, so I would go to Detroit. Sometimes I'd have to physically go there in my dealings with World of Wheels and Autorama with the company Championship. I think that's the name, Championship Auto Shows. Anyway, I'm sure they still do it. I don't watch TV, or at least not that type of TV to see those spots, but World of Wheels, blah, blah, blah. See Andy Kaufman signing autographs. He'll wrestle you and blah, blah, blah. So what was I talking about? Oh, Michigan, yeah. It's just Michigan. I don't know about Michigan. Anyway, she said, well, let's go to Michigan. And I'm like, well, what's in Michigan? Detroit, Flint, what the hell? Go see where Dr. Wayne went to school. What? And not to sound hokey with all the mystical baloney, because you know me, and I don't I'm not into mystical at all. I do like coincidence. Huge fan of coincidence, but mystical, you can take that and go somewhere else with it. But anyway, I will say this for all you mystical lovers. We had Alexa just playing music. I don't remember how it started. Hey, play, something from the 70s probably. Anyway, so she'd been playing music all morning, and then about the time we were like, oh, Michigan, I don't know, Michigan, boo. And then all of a sudden the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald comes on over Alexa. And it's like, oh, he said something about Detroit, yeah. Mrs. Lake Superior, yeah. Get online, it's like 8 hours, 9 hours. No. But as always, it snowballs, turns into a dare. Well, I don't know, 8 hours, 9 hours, we start now, and then, we'll get in late, but, if there's like a museum in it, because I'm pretty sure there's a museum with the bell. I remember there's like the bell. I saw a documentary once about the bell, so, if by chance that museum's open on Sunday, hey, we get there tonight, we stay in a hotel, we get up as early as we can, get there when they open the doors, see the bell, turn around and take off, get home, Sunday night, still plenty of time to get up and go to work Monday morning. And that evolved into packing bags and grabbing stuff and taking off. And we drove north from northern Indiana, we live north of Indianapolis. Most of it was on 69 north, and we went through Fairmont, Indiana, where James Dean was from, and we went, but we didn't stop because we had to get there. And then we went through Fort Wayne. So I pulled over to Sweetwater Sound. They're in Fort Wayne. They're a great place. It's like a candy store for musicians. Didn't have time to go in. Matter of fact, if I'm name dropping, I used to do work for them back probably late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of video production work for both musical acts and tutorials and product demos and stuff like that. They had great recording facilities, audio recording facilities. They had video equipment, but they were kind of ramping up. I think now they've just got, full-blown broadcast quality studios, I think. But back then, we did a lot of work for them. Sweetwater, so I would go up to Fort Wayne a lot. Anyway, so it was funny, once again, coincidence. I pull into Sweetwater and I stop and I shoot their marquee or whatever, their sign, their big screen video that has all these, Yachtly Crew, and that's not true, but has all these, Frank Nora show. Frank Nora bought microphones from us, and it's got a picture of Frank up there. And somebody named Orion, never even heard of whoever this guy was, but I thought that was funny. Somebody named Orion something is going to be at Sweetwater Sound performing. It's a big music mecca. It's cool. If you're a musician and you don't know it, Google Sweetwater Sound. Anyway, if you want, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but it's cool. Bought a lot of guitars and basses from them. It's cool because they always set them up real good and ship them to you set up just great, Anyway, what was I talking about? Anyway, so I stopped by Sweetwater Sound, then we took off again, and then I don't think we did anything other than gas station, restroom, and food stops until, it was cool, somewhere up in northern Michigan. We're going through an Arby's drive-through, and there's just this music blasting, and I'm like, wow, there must be a concert going on over there. She's like, really? It just sounds like they got music cranked. I'm like, nah, that's live. That's like, there must be a park over there behind that store, and there's like a band over there or something. So we're debating back and forth whether or not it's just something being broadcast over the loudspeaker at this grocery store across the street, or if it's live, because it's just really loud and echoey. So I asked the lady in drive-thru, I'm like, is that live music? And she's like, oh yeah, the food fair over there, they have this this guy does stuff for charity. So we drove over there. There's this guy with a guitar, and he's got a mic and a PA, and he's doing like karaoke. He's really doing a good job, but he's singing along to just everything. And so we sat with our windows down and ate and watched him. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He was taking donations, and it was like there was a bicycle that there was going to be, like, it was something about it, an auto dealership next weekend. They were going to give the bike away to some unfortunate or lucky kid or whatever, however you would word that. And he was taking donations for that. So anyway, that was pretty cool. I was surprised he sang good. Not surprised, but he sang good. But then when he was playing the guitar, it was very professional. So it'd be interesting. Kind of wish I'd had the time to chat with him and see what his history was, because he looked pretty old. He looked like he might be in his 60s. So just being up there in Michigan, he had to have some sort of history. Interesting history. Everybody has an interesting history, but I would have loved to have heard other people's history. You know, I can't help but think, you know, father was a musician and moved up here to Detroit to work in the car, like everybody else, to work in the auto manufacturing back in the 50s and 60s, and, you know, friends with Motown people and blah, 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 knew James Jamerson, and, you know, maybe this guy's godfather is James Jamerson for all we know. Anyway, so yeah, and then we go on up north. We get probably an hour and a half from the shipwreck museum at Whitefish Point, and we decide, okay, let's call it a night, because by that time I was pretty tired. We'd started around noon or before, and it was I don't know, maybe 8:30 or 8:30. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, just kind of done driving. It's like, okay, well, we'll check into a hotel and you know, look at a beach, look at the water and stuff before it gets too dark, and then we'll check in the hotel, and then we'll put that driving time in the morning, get up a little earlier than we might, and drive in the morning. So we yeah, that's what we did. We went to it was neat. There was this bridge, I guess a suspension bridge you might call it. I don't know. I don't know if it was suspension or not. Excuse me. It was just really a cool bridge. And I guess it divides. On one side of the bridge, on the west side of the bridge is Lake Michigan, and on the east side of the bridge is Lake Huron of the Great Lakes. So we stood there and took pictures and stood on just inside the beach, and that was it. And then we went to a hotel, like one of those express, what do you call that, Holiday Inn Express. There was a Holiday Inn Express right there by the beach that was pretty cool, or near it. We went there, because that was the other thing too, besides just kind of being tired, is the hotels, you know, probably within 40 or 50 miles, no, within a half hour, let's put it that way. We were an hour and a half away. Anything that was within like a half hour was sold out. I mean, not only was it double what you would pay for a hotel, if not more, it was, they were all sold out. We would go online and do the thing, and it would say, nope, sold out. And it never occurred to us until later, well, it is the July 4th weekend. It was weird. We never thought about it being July 4th. I don't know why. I guess because July 4th was Thursday. The whole trip until we were coming home and started hitting all this traffic, it was like, oh, this is what people on the news would call July 4th weekend, even though, because it was Thursday, this is July 4th weekend. But we never thought of that while we were going there or while we were there. But yeah, that's probably why hotel rooms were all booked. Anyway, so we found one, wherever that was, Mackinac, by like something called Mackinac Island. Town was called Mackinac, the bridge was called Mackinac, something like that. Mackinac. That's like a raincoat or something. Mackinac. I think it's spelled like different. Like the island spelled one way and the town is spelled another way and something. I don't know. Okay, so then what happened? Got up Sunday morning, got up early, like 6:30, showered, ate their breakfast so we could make it fast. We went just down and ate the breakfast that they had at the hotel. Hit the road, hour and a half later, all this driving up through water on the left and right and nothing else. It was kind of reminding me of Canada, driving through Canada where you just go forever and ever and ever. Trees everywhere and just nothing. And when you do hit like a gas station, it's a little thing and it's got live bait, behind the counter helping you, taking your money, and the restroom's on the side and there's only one and you have to have a key, and there's a line for it and blah blah blah. Anyway, so we about an hour and a half, we get up to the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum, and we go and we buy our tickets, and there's a bunch of buildings and there's different things in each building, and we found out, because we want to make it fairly quick so we could hit the road, so we wanted to hit kind of the important stuff, which really wound up only being a couple things. There was besides the gift shop, when we bought the tickets, we went to the gift shop. I bought this key for no reason. So anyway, one of the buildings had a 20-minute video playing every 20 minutes or something like that. And there was still another 13 minutes before it was going to happen. So we went to this building called the Lighthouse Keeper's Residence. So it was like a building where the old lighthouse keeper, because there was a lighthouse there, and this would have been his house. So we walked through it real quick and I was like, oh yeah, nice desk, blah, blah, blah. Mannequins sitting in a desk. Oh, cool. Yeah, it smells funny in here. Let's get out of here. So then we go over and we watch the video, and I think I'd seen this video online before. It's about the 1995 expedition where they go down and they they retrieve the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald down at the bottom of Lake, what is it, Superior, I guess. Yeah, duh. I should know this. I just went there. Anyway, they remove the bell, they bring it up, and then they take a new bell down to replace it. It's got the 29 names of the guys that died on the Edmund Fitzgerald, the crew. It's got all their names on the bell, and they took it down and hooked it to the boat and brought the other one up. And that's what this video was about. And then they had this ceremony where they had like family members and stuff of the dead guys. They would come up and they would announce the dead guy's name, and then the family member or whoever it was would ring the bell, and then the next person came and they rang the bell. I guess they'd done that, something like that, in a church. Edmund, or what's his name, the guy that sings the song, Gordon Lightfoot, in the song he says something about how they rang the bell in a church in Detroit, but that was like a church bell. This was in 1995. It was the actual bell from the boat, so they rang it 29 times for each guy that died, and then a 30th time for something. Everybody, I don't know, everybody who would die, or there was a 30th time that was all ceremonial that I don't remember what that was for. Anyway, something that was kind of weird, I didn't catch on to this, another coincidence, while we were sitting there watching the video. 1995, July 4th is when they succeeded in bringing the bell to the surface, and then July 7th was when they had the ceremony ringing the bell. So July 7th, 1995, and we're just sitting there watching the video on July 7th, 2024. So what, 29 years later? 1 year for everybody that died, if you're Frank and you love coincidences. And then if you take 29 who died and you add a 0 in the middle, it's like 209. So there you go. That's deep, I guess. I'm joking. I tease Frank. He's great. Anyway, I guess that was it. No. Okay, so we watched the video, and then I wanted to watch the video first, and then I wanted to go see the bell. So we go over to this other building where the bell is, and we kind of walk around knowing the bell is right there in the middle. We just sort of walk around. We don't look at the bell, and we read all this stuff about shipwrecks and stuff. And then finally you get over here, and there's all this stuff about the Edmund Fitzgerald, and there's a life jacket or a, what do you call those things? A lifesaver round thing from the Edmund Fitzgerald, and all these facts and stuff, and little models of the boat, huge model of the boat. Actually, there was one that was probably 8 feet long of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and then I went up and actually saw the bell, and that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I mean, you're standing there looking at the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I'm always thinking weird as far as, okay, I am the closest person at this moment to the bell of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is not, obviously it's nothing special. Anybody could go there, anybody could whatever, but just that flashes across me. I always think like that. It flashes across me that at this moment I am within the closest proximity to the bell of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and there's like a weird power in that, a weird neatness to that. And it's like, this is the bell that was on the ship that, sunk with them. This is the bell that for 20 years was at the bottom of Lake Superior, attached to the boat. This is the bell they went down and retrieved and brought up and put into a museum, and for the last almost 30 years has been in a museum. That is this bell right here. That's the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald, and that was cool. I like that a lot. I've got it on video. It's somewhere. It's on Twitter, I think. Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I kind of chronicled. I did one of those things where I sort of chronicled the day. Saturday, I hung up a shower curtain, and I shot a picture of it or something, and said, "Okay, shower curtain's done. The one chore I'm going to do today is done. Now what?" And then kind of chronicled the trip. I think that's it, because then we came home. Nothing other than a fair amount of traffic jams on the way home. We probably left. The museum opened at 9. I would say we were on the road by 10:30, maybe 10:30, 11. I don't know, 10:30. We were on the road home about 10:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, and we got in last night about 8:30. Yeah, we got in about 8:30. That's with traffic jams. So Saturday and Sunday, probably quick math, 21 hours driving. It was worth it. It was pretty cool. And then Thursday, I don't know how many hours that was to go to Buc-ee's and back, 500-mile round trip. So that'd be about, 6 hours of driving maybe? I don't know. I got Buc-ee's mints. And I got a key from the Edmund Fitzgerald gift shop, and I got actually the Lake Superior Shipwreck Museum gift shop. I got a DVD about a longer documentary about the bringing the bell up. I got a book, a companion book for the DVD about bringing the bell up. I don't know if I got anything else. I think that was it. I got a bottle of water. I don't remember if I got anything else.